Okay, hold on. Check one, mic check one.
Yep.
Check one, mic check one. Check one, mic check one. Check one. Check one, mic check one. Go ahead, make sure everything's still the same.
Check. One.
Check one, mic check. Okay.
Mic check two. My mic check two.
Check 3.
Red 2 standing by.
Red 3 standing by.
Okay, you ready? Oh, God. Hey, it's another episode of Rogan Radio, and once again in the studio we have Captain Earl and we have Slinka. I don't know what is Todd's fascination with wanting to touch the microphone.
I'd never touched it,
but
you
always
reach
do this.
for it.
Yeah, you did. You went like you went
know
like
what? Well, you know what?
Like that.
If you put your hands,
He likes to stroke it.
if you sat on your hands, you couldn't say nothing. It would just be the Todd and Jimmy show. 'Cause if you weren't doing this, then there would be no show. You'd have to sell all this shit on eBay because you couldn't do your podcast.
That's what I mean. But,
Here's-
but,
let me
but
ju-
Todd's like this. He's like it's he can't
because
stand
you
it.
give me such a hell about make sure you're right there, and I'm
don't-
trying to
He's
keep
like
it right
this.
there.
He's always like, hey, guys, I'd like to...
So here's an impression of Chuck without talking without his hands. Okay, here's an impression of Chuck. You can't do it. Don't spill none of that beer over here, buddy.
Anyway, just go back from Morgantown. What a ride this has been today, because we were planning on doing a podcast tonight, and then
We were waiting on you.
for some reason I felt the urge to go to Morgantown and pick up the parents some
urge.
some iPhones because they love those things. Listen, they love those iPhones more than they love me.
Well, iPhones
and my
are
sister.
simple.
That's not hard to
Simple.
believe.
I thought your sister was coming in.
She was in the last couple of days. She went home this morning, actually.
Did she? Oh, so she never came over to do your whole intro, outro?
No, she never did come over.
Stupid
I
sister.
know. Hey, but anyway, we had a fantastic time. During the last podcast, we were talking about going out and doing some ghost hunting, which we did, right?
Yeah,
which we did. We went to Tunnel 2. We tried to find Tunnel 4. It took a little bit of a while.
We eventually found it.
We eventually found it. And let me tell you something. It's we need to do a little bit more research next time, I guess.
No, buddy. You
And
did
we all stuck through the night to help Chuck find
I
this.
didn't-
Minus Buster, of course. He went
Was
out.
Buster the only one that left?
Yeah, he pushed out.
I think Buster had it. He was worried about his wife or something.
Well,
So Buster gets a pass.
Yeah.
why do you keep wanting to touch
Well,
stuff?
I'm just got a little nervous
Listen.
energy, buddy.
Listen, you talk about ADD.
You're doing. Look how good he's doing.
You talk about
He's got his hands down like
you
this.
talk about ADD.
I'm
If there's somebody on this planet that has ADD,
I'll do it for you.
it's that guy. It's amazing. It's amazing. He can't stand still. He can't help it. Nervous tick. See what I mean?
That's right.
But anyway, we had a fantastic time. We went to, we started out at what they call Flenderation around here, allegedly haunted, which we probably had. See what I mean? He can't stand it. He has to always be touching something. He can't move his head.
Hey, that was the first time I was at Flenderation. I thought it was pretty neat.
It is. It's pretty,
I'd
no,
love to actually see the graveyard up above it.
See, we need to scout that. Maybe next Sunday, daytime.
Well, I'll tell you what, Brian sent me some pictures because he actually made it up to the top of it. And he sent me some pictures, and I'm telling you, they're
He made it up when? Not that night.
Well, no, he most certainly made it up there that
But he
night.
took pictures up there that night?
Yeah. Oh, no, he most certainly was at the top of that thing.
Oh,
But he took photographs.
He took photographs,
Oh, I'd
and
love to see
he
these.
also took some audio, which I think I might be able to, you know what, let me see if I can pull this up. But anyway, he sent me some pictures, and honest to goodness, it almost looks like there's eyeballs watching him. And that's no joke. Now, he didn't know if it could have been,
A raccoon or a squirrel or a deer.
It could have been anything like that.
He
but
was in the woods at the middle of the night. That's when they come out.
It was
Alligators and dinosaurs.
It was really kind of crazy up there. It's just he climbed. How he got up there, I have no idea. The guy's like
he's like an FBI.
that's why I call
ninja.
him Brian Bourne,
He's a
because
ninja.
he's just some kind of a James Bond dude.
He's a ninja.
Let me see if I can-
the whole time we were in that tunnel, though, there was right in that center section, there was a lot of water dripping out of that ceiling and stuff. And the entire time I got hit with water, I would jump just because I remember the story of the body fluids coming through the and even though it probably was water and it felt like water, but it just makes you kind of second guess it,
Well, I'll tell you what. What was really wild was that there were a couple times where I thought like Justin, when Justin was right beside me, he saw me kind of freak out a little bit because it almost seemed like something was touching my face. No, it could have been water. It could have been anything. I don't know.
Now let me ask you. When
What?
Because Jimmy was doing the whole touch me and turn and look.
That was only to you.
Now, when Justin and I was standing there, Chuck was doing his spiel, and I was standing there right by Chuck, but Justin was to my left. But then we heard something hit on the ground right behind us. That wasn't you.
I wasn't.
Because you were like standing against the wall.
Oh,
with your
talking
hand
about that time you heard like a little tick or something.
Yeah.
I had my hands in my pockets and I'm like this. And you guys, is that you? I'm like, really? How could that be me? Now I will. It was me when I was playing with you walking around. Yeah, of course that was me.
Because there was something. It might.
I got you good though.
Yeah, you sure did.
Now listen to this. This is what Brian recorded up there, and I'm not sure if just listen. See here, it's
So is there anyone out here with me?
He's on top of Flenderation right now.
Is he by himself?
I
Yeah.
know there
Stupid.
are a lot of noises,
Dumbass.
but if you could just say something so I could tell if it's true that you're here.
Something.
Is this just audio or video?
No, this is just
If
audio.
you could just speak into this device, red light on it. Just say something.
Weird. I mean, you can imagine he's up there in this
My
graveyard.
friends and I are not here to harm you.
Yeah, no
We
way.
just want to talk.
And he's up there by himself after scaling the wall of the tunnel. Somehow.
Literally.
Dude.
Did he go up
had
that
to-
pipe that Darren
That
went?
was.
I think he did.
Yeah, that was pretty steep, man.
Yeah, it was steep. Wasn't nothing to hold on to, just that big plastic pipe. Well, that big rock right before Darren dislodged it.
I couldn't.
We got to go up there in the daytime.
Yeah,
I want to see the
I'm
grave.
too scared at night.
I know. I couldn't go by myself.
But I tell you what, if you plan on going to Flenderation, let this be a warning. Is that first of all? Yeah, Todd's sitting here.
I'm
he's
doing
still,
this shit on purpose
Yeah,
now.
just squeeze the tip.
Right.
Whoa, I went right to my left.
But anyway, if you go to Flenderation, make sure you wear some kind of boots or take extra shoes for one, and two, make sure you take a flashlight because the place is literally falling down. I mean, there's that one big section there, and if the part of the ceiling there is starting to come down,
Yeah,
and if that thing would fall,
it looked like
that-
patchwork. That was.
oh my God!
Listen, that thing would have killed you if it
that
landed on
thing
you.
would absolutely kill you.
Mm-hmm.
Which brings me to my next point. We'll talk about it during our next segment. Selfies. We all like to take selfies. We do it all the time. We're all on Facebook, and we like taking pictures in the car. We like, we do all kinds of crazy stuff. But how many people, did you know this? Did you know that more people die, more people die taking selfies than from shark attacks?
I bet I can see that.
And you know what? What's the? I wonder what the age group is. I bet it's like 17 to 25.
I was thinking
Probably
or something.
13 to.
Yeah, well, they're driving a
13
car.
to
They got to be driving.
25.
I was thinking 70 plus easy. Because they're so technical. That's why they made apples for anybody over 70, right? But we're going to talk about some of the crazy ways people have died taking selfies. And there are some extremely crazy ways. We've seen those guys on, you've posted a couple of them on Facebook. They weren't necessarily, they were kind of selfies, but they were video when they climbed these towers and they're like,
Have you seen those?
No,
oh my
they
God!
get
During the break here, will you go ahead and fire a couple of those up and we'll watch them and get your
we'll.
reaction? Listen, these dudes are like on top of skyscrapers, on top of the antennas of skyscrapers.
They'll climb these antennas, and then they're just free. They don't hold on to nothing, and then like their buddy will hold on to their hand while they're hanging off the back of it. And there's nothing under those swinging back.
Kind of like an
Crazy.
adrenaline rush or something.
Oh,
like
Listen, man, I can't even. Now they have a thing.
Oh,
I mean, I can't even
scary.
get on a ladder without being
Yeah.
kind of freaked out. Now, there's a thing that I would like for us to try. If you, now, Jimmy, you'd probably be able to. I know I would have real trouble. New River Gorge, right? They just had
Yeah.
Bridge Day or something not too long ago. I
it's
think
this weekend. It was
it's
past
this
weekend.
This past weekend they had
Yeah.
Bridge Day.
Yesterday.
Bridge Day, if you don't know, in New River Gorge at one time was the longest arch span in the nation, and I don't think it is now, but it's a big and it's a tall bridge.
Yeah.
But underneath it, right underneath it, you can walk out on a beam. It's part of a tour. You know, they have whitewater stuff down there, and but you can actually get them. They strap you. You know, you have a safety harness, but you can walk out on a beam underneath that thing, so where you're underneath the bridge looking down. And listen, I don't know if I could do that. Yeah. I mean, it sounds good. I mean, we went zip lining. I could go zip lining. Did that, and no problem. Didn't have any problem doing zip lining. And I think the longest one was.
I've never tried that.
400 feet off the ground and 1,700 feet.
I don't know if you've seen that video on Facebook where those kids, I don't know where it was at. Was it Germany or someplace where those kids are playing on top of those skyscrapers and doing them flips and holding each other off?
Yeah, listen, crazy.
Dude, yeah, I think that might be it. Okay. Oh, dude, that made my feet tingle just
we're going to go ahead and hold up on that. We're going to go ahead and take a break here. We'll come back and we'll talk about that, and we'll talk about some of these crazy videos where people, if you haven't seen them, we'll put the links in the, oh my God, Todd's got one playing right now. Look at that thing.
That will hold you in suspense.
And then what we'll do is talk about some of the crazy ways, because, a lot of people do this. Like that one has 403,000 views on it because it's so amazing. But there are a lot that probably don't get shown because people die.
Yeah, but my thing is do they do it because they want to gain fame like this, like all these views, or do they do it because they're an adrenaline junkie or just stupid?
I'm guessing
they're just dumb. This guy's got over
here's what I'm guessing.
Million views.
Here's what I'm guessing. It's like anything else. It's for likes. Because if you were, say, just an adrenaline junkie, you wouldn't need the phone. If they didn't have the phone, they probably have both hands to hold on for something. But you think about this or whatever. But we'll talk about that. Once again, I want to thank everybody. We're getting a fantastic response here on the podcast, and we can't stress to you enough that as you're watching that, we put all, there's a little bit of a confusion. We're going to clear up right now. We throw a YouTube link up. That's like the simulcast of the actual thing. The main meat of the podcast, however, is audio, and you can catch that audio out on iTunes and on Stitcher or SoundCloud for that fact. SoundCloud being on both platforms. Android is more, Stitcher is more of an Android, and iTunes obviously is Apple. But you just go ahead and open up those particular apps, type in Rogan Radio, subscribe to it, and these episodes will be down. Whenever you want to listen to all the latest and greatest, it'll automatically upload and download, and it'll show you everything that's
and it's all free.
100%. It's great when you're driving in the car. You can hook especially. I know you hate I'm sure whatever you guys got, but it's on my Apple. Of course, I've got the podcast. I just hook it into the phone and listen to it in my speakers as I'm driving to work.
Well, that's another thing. Like I'm kind of versed in. I've been listening to podcasts for years now, and not a lot of people are. They don't really, surprisingly, know what a podcast is. And basically, a podcast is just like an amateur talk show. I mean, more or less.
Yeah.
And it's not something that you listen to. I mean, some are, but most of the time you listen to them. You put them in the car. You go jogging. You go walking. You just put it as background music or whatever. It's not like something that you sit down and, because our shows are like becoming an hour long. You just don't sit down unless you're.
I'm gonna sit down and listen to Chuck. He's so great.
Yeah, and you just don't sit down for an hour and not do anything else while you're listening. And if you do, you know what? Send me your number, because that means you're...
you don't need their number. And, like I said, I'll reiterate from last podcast. If you go like on Stitcher, they have like a thumbs up, thumbs down kind of rating system when you go to that particular... Even each episode has one, but, YouTube has a rating, and you can go in there and leave a comment. And, the higher the rating, the more
YouTube
kinda,
to do it.
Yeah. You have to, that rating gets you bumped up.
Yeah, so that's what we basically need, and we like your feedback. We like your text messages. We like your voicemails. We like all of that. Once again, the number to get hold of us, 681-222-ROGN, 681-222-ROGN. You're listening to Rogan Radio. We're back on Rogan Radio. This podcast is like all the others. We just really never know. We're kind of playing it by night, actually. But listen, you had a great while, because I was up in Morgantown, and he's a lava lamp.
Todd.
He's a lava lamp.
Once again, is that a lava lamp right there?
No. The problem is that the thing is, we're getting so used to having this on video that as we talk, we're forgetting that it's a podcast.
Yeah, this is
we're saying
audible podcast, not a visual podcast.
Yeah, so when we talk about things, you almost have to watch it on YouTube to kind of get the gist. But as I was coming back from Morgantown, you stopped where? Because you're a big eater.
I had to wait for your lazy late lard. So anyway, I was like, man, I could really go for a Tony's ice cream. You know, you guys that are in the Clarksburg area, if you don't know or haven't been to Tony's ice cream, you're missing out, man.
If you haven't been, it's a
right off of where is that? 19. You get off of a West Pike
right there
Street
in
exit,
Adamston.
make a left. Yeah, you know.
Yeah.
So
they're famously known for their black raspberry soft serve. Phenomenal. But right now they have this soft serve pumpkin ice cream, and it was to die for. And now I'm probably gonna get whacked from my wife because she hates when I go there without going and getting her one. Yeah.
Well, get her one on. Get her one on.
But yeah, they're fantastic. If you haven't been there, you really need to try it, man.
And that's just like once again that they have nothing to do with the show. You just happen to stop there tonight.
Yeah, I just happened to stop there because I was craving it, man.
That's fantastic.
Well, you had time to kill.
One thing we like to do frequently is thank everybody for paying attention to the podcast, because it's absolutely this will be the 4th episode, not counting the special episodes. This thing's taken off. We have a couple more in the month of October. We're going to go ahead and have a podcast concerning when we were out live on location. We're going to do that here in the next couple of days or so. But first of all, we were looking at the stats.
Hey, can I interrupt you?
Yeah, sure. Why not?
Can we do the quote of the week?
Yeah, he always does.
Oh,
it.
yeah. I forgot all about that. We should have done that first. Yeah, the quote of the week.
Ooh, yes.
We need to get a drum roll for that.
Yeah, I'll find one. Anyhow, this comes from Joey
Sounds like
Adams.
machine gun.
Joey Adams. That's a great name. That's an all-American name right there.
It's not made up like the last one you give me hell for.
Well, I didn't know you made it up. I guess we do now.
Well, Joey Adams is a friend of the show. All right, listen, here's the quote of the week. Don't worry about avoiding temptation. As you grow older, it will avoid you.
So
well,
you
know, that's the
that
truth,
you have no
too.
temptation now.
No, that says that we're getting older.
Well, you know what? And temptation means you shouldn't do it. As you get older, two things happen. If it's on the sexual side of things, no one wants you anyway.
exactly.
Yeah.
Or if you get to a certain point, you don't give a shit, so you just do what you want anyway. So there is no temptation.
Yep, you're right.
There is no temptation.
All right, now, since I interrupted you, go right ahead.
Well, once again, I mean, we were absolutely baffled by the response we're getting, and we were looking over the numbers here, and just to kind of share it with you, and hopefully we're going to be able to have a segment to where every podcast we call somebody that likes us, that likes the Rogan Radio Facebook page, and we call them up. But anyhow, so far, the Facebook page, I don't know, where is the total here? Because it just in the United States, we have 24,565 people that have actually viewed the page. That's a lot, almost 25,000 people.
For 4 episodes. That's,
No, check this out. This is more interesting. This is when you get right down to it. Like, again, 25,000 in the United States. But listen to some of these cities. Clarksburg, thank you, Clarksburg, 1,000 people, 1,029 people.
Thank you, CLB.
Shinston, 654. Fairmont, 515. Morgantown, 368.
Wow.
I know it. Now, listen. Okay, that's local. Let's go somewhere. Name, how about Chicago, Illinois, 276. Jacksonville, Florida, 241. Lumberport, 197. Now, granted, there's only 250 people.
in Lumberport?
Yeah, that's what I mean. It's fantastic. Pittsburgh, Jimmy. Pittsburgh, 127. Miami, Florida, 131.
It's got to be some of my friends.
Grafton, West Virginia, 103.
Oh, 103.
New York.
Ducko secretly watching.
That's right. New York, home of the Rogans, 92. So let's give it up to out of 10 million people that live in the city of New York
10
City.
million, 192.
There's 92 people that have actually checked out our page. That's
Jump across
fantastic.
the pond. Jump across the
Now,
pond.
as far as that's just in the United States. Now, we're also, this is where it was really interesting too, and we're going to get in Germany. Now, listen, I don't know German other than sauerkraut and Wiener Schnitzel or Wiener Schnitzel in Wolfenstein.
Wolfenstein.
We've had 132 people, Austria 75, Switzerland 39, the UK 19, Canada,
Switzerland, 39. That must be the bikini team because they like you.
Well, absolutely. I mean, I don't blame them.
obviously.
They like who? Him?
Yeah, and
What about
Canada,
us?
11. How about Italy? 4. South freaking Korea. It comes in at 3. France, 3. Puerto Rico, 3. Nigeria. I didn't even know they had internet in Nigeria,
They
but I
even
guess they
speak
do.
English?
I'm not sure. 3. We can actually get into that too. Mexico at 2. Let's go down here to some crazy stuff here. South America 2. Slovakia 1. Thank you for that.
Yeah, thank you,
Syria, a
Slovakia.
lot of stuff going on in Syria, but there's one person out of that entire population
They're
that's
probably
visited
looking
our
to come
page.
bomb us or something.
No joke. Thailand
It's
and
an ISIS member.
and
Did I
then,
say Newark, Ohio?
where do you see that at? Newark, Ohio, 71 people.
That's my hometown.
70.
How about that?
Thank you, Newark, Ohio.
New York, Ohio.
I heard Todd Beck was on here.
Now, some of the languages, like, 'cause once again, this is just baffling to us. And traditional Chinese, we've had one person. Danish, one. Portuguese, and Brazil, two. That's fantastic. Boy, you know what? I hope they come and turn you into some kind of chow mein for that action.